here I am back at the grindstone, ready for another brush with crashing and burning. And I got to say, my first experience with Discord was brief but interesting. I don't think I'll be going back there. It's really funny. I apparently rubbed a few people up the wrong way by suggesting for a moment that progressive betting is a good way to go. I mean, you know, you've got guys on there who change their winning strategies, which they promote as being, this is it, this is the big thing. But then next day it's another one, and then next day it's another one. I mean, they change winning strategies like the rest of us change socks and underwear. It's just bizarre. And you'd think that Greg, matchmaker in particular, would stick with one thing. But of course, you know, dumping on progressive betting is at the top of page 1 of the casino playbook, because they do not like people winning back their losses in fewer bets than it took them to lose the money in the first place. That's just not good with casino people. So there we are. All right, that's good. Add 1 for the win. Oh, and then there was another guy on there who was talking about, it looks like he's martingaling his bets, which is kind of like saying, it's like, I don't know, he's pissing on the Bible or something. I just don't know. That looks to me like 51. That looks to me like a double down. That looks to me like a loss. 3-4, third. There we are. Yes, it's an interesting minefield, that. And the funny thing is, of course, discord actually means disagreement, disharmony, fighting, not getting along. And apparently that applies very definitely to anybody coming in and saying, hey guys, this is what you need to do. Oh, that time I managed to get it. Okay, I think it's a +1. And still plussing. Wow, this is weird. Oh, and yes, these sims that I use are fake. Fake. That's going to be a repeat. That's going to be another repeat. I think there's going to be a nasty up there. No? He bust! Hurrah! Okay. Yes, there's lots of turf that has to be defended in the gambling business. 51 second. Damn you, ace. 2-3 third. Well, that's a pain in the ass, isn't it? All right, I'll take that. Yeah, I've been promoting this method for more years than I can even count now. It goes all the way back to the very first blog entry about 15 years ago, where I said anybody who doubts that progressive betting is the way to go needs to just walk into any casino anywhere and give it a try. And you will be interfered with, you will be approached, cancelled against doing what you're doing, because it's dangerous. Could cost you your bankroll. And I don't give a shit about people who are falling off their stools because they're so drunk on free cocktails, and other people who are throwing their money away, you know, like they're setting it on fire or something. No attention is paid to them, but somebody who tries progressive betting, yes, you definitely need help. I think I cocked up there. I think I'm going to have to do 2-3 third. Bugger! That would have been good. And it's 1 over. 5-3 drop. 6-3. 7-3. 7-3 it is. That would be 4-5 because we're not greedy. That didn't work so well. 9-10 second. No. Yes. 9-10 second. Buggered that, didn't I? 9-10 second. 2-2 doesn't work, so we've got to say 2-2.5. Oh boy. Well, we made that one. That boosted us very nicely, didn't it? Double downs are especially good when they have a lot of money out. That's what I've discovered in my years of doing this. That was clever. Do that again. Alright, back to the min. Yeah, we're way ahead of the usual right now. Double for the loss. 1-2 third. 3-2 drop. 4-2. 4-2 it is. 2-3. Turn around. 5-6 second. Bugger. Oh, come on. 5-6 second. 11-12 third. Alright, so we're in trouble now. 23-12, so that's 2.5, 1.5 drop. 2.5, 1.5 drop. Alright, so we've made 1 there. So that's 1.5, 2. Oh boy, oh boy. Bah! 1.5, 2, 3.5, 4. Getting up there. That was jammy, but I'll take it. And it's the kind of thing that happens in this game all the time, and it's so frustrating when you get these people. I mean, these people who get together in groups in these chat setups and all the rest of it, and they dump on this sim and on the Baccarat sim and on any sim, and yet they're playing sims all the time because most of them just play online. So they're playing simulations and they're playing against games which are very often within the parameters set down by the Gambling Commission. But for instance, in blackjack, the deck is effectively shuffled on every turn, you know, so that your chance of getting anywhere at blackjack by using nefarious means like card counting and so on are 0. But of course, I don't care about that. All I care about is patterns. And, you know, so that gives me things like this. And we didn't win very much money, as it turns out, there. But it took us back to, what? Oh, no, that's wrong. Clear. boy, oh boy, I was just thinking, what happened? It's when I start talking about things I shouldn't be talking about. Anyway, there we go. We're not doing that great now, but we got out of trouble, that's the main thing. Double for the loss. 1, 2, third. That was a very clever 21. 1, 2, third, so that's 3, 2 drop. 4, 2. 4, 2 it is. Four, 2, 2, so we can't do 4, 4, so we're going to have to do 4, 5, aren't we? Hey! 9, 10. Nine, 10, 9, 10, 9, 10, 9, 9, ding, 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 2, 1, drop. Could be nasty. 1.5, 1. That's, yeah, it's not great. So I guess we'll have to go for that. Okay. Bit weedy, but we got out of trouble, you know. This is the main thing, is constantly getting out of trouble. And the way you do that is by winning back your losses in few. I mean, I know I keep saying the same things over and over again, but I've got no choice, because, you know, as far as I know, somebody is just coming in for a moment and then gone. I mean, maybe I shouldn't worry about people who are sort of like dilettantes, intellectual kind of grasshoppers or whatever. I guess I shouldn't worry about them. Now I can't remember if that's a double down or not. Hey. Well, there's not much money out there, so let's do it. Okay. There's such big money in play that... okay, it's another double. Okay, so at the last hand here, we're about 6,000 ahead on the first shoe, which is good. It is good. But obviously it's illegal and fake, and according to the Discord dummies, that's how it is. You know, what those things, you know, the things that are featured on Discord and other places is bringing people into casinos. That's what they're for. That was a good shot. Nicely done up there. That would be 1, 2 again. Third. And that would be double down. What was that? 7, 9, 11, 12, 13, bust by 1. Is that 7 cards up there? It is. Blimey, oh, flipping Riley. Okay, we're good. Back to the min. Yeah, I don't get how anybody can say that this is not a viable strategy when it just keeps on winning. Session after session, day after day, game after game. God, Bennett. Another +1. Oh, very good. That's a repeater. I should be offended by that. Might get you there. Yeah, okay. Back to... the minimum. Double for the loss. Double for the tie. Oh, blimey, just made it. Double for the loss, double for the tie. That's a repeat. 1, 2, second. Just made it. Back to the min. Yeah, I think messing with the status quo is definitely not a popular thing to be doing. 51 second. Two, three, third. 5-3, drop. 5-3 it is. Bloody hell, that was rotten. 8-6. 8-6. 14-12 again. Is that the third? I think it must be. 2-3. Bugger. 5-6. 5-6 it is. 11-12. We keep getting into sticky patches and then coming out of them. Maybe not this time. 11-12. 2.5, 1.5 third. No, 2.5, 1.5 drop, I think. 3, 1.5. 2.5, 1.5 again. That was clever. 2.5, 1.5, 1, 2. I think we're out of trouble. That's what they don't like, I think. They just don't like people who don't conform. You know, you have to play these silly bugger strategies that just don't stand a chance. I mean, they're basically random betting, but they're sort of like, they're made to look like they're terribly clever and mathematical and all the rest of it. They don't, I mean, like the roulette things that Greg Matchmaker, peddles all the time, promotes all the time, they all suffer from exactly the same negative expectation, which is 2.7% against a single zero roulette wheel. And then Greg will say things like, well, I've run the numbers, and you sort of think, well, how many numbers have you run? I mean, 100, 200, 500? My thing that I set Greg's strategies against every time I test them, and they've all failed so far, is 25,000. And it's a sim, so therefore it's fake. Therefore it doesn't mean anything. Therefore it's irrelevant. That's what those guys say. But you want to go into a casino and play 25,000 spins to see whether your system works or not? Well, good luck. You'll be there till you die. Jeez. All right. +1. That would be a double for the tie. Oh, bloody hell. Another double for the tie. That's as high as we go now with those. It's another bloody sneaky 21. I mean, you know, but the dealer does it all the time, so, you know, why shouldn't I? Now I've lost myself. Where am I? I think that's good. Okay, minimum. Is that 51? No, I think it might be 1, 2, third. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, it'd be great, you know, if there were any accuracy to them saying that these are fake or fixed or rigged or whatever, these sims that I use. I mean, sometimes it looks like it. I mean, when I keep getting 21s like that, and my God, they're suited too, those cards. But I get some really tough goes, quite frequently. Where are we? Am I out of that? Yes. Alrighty, 51 second. 51 from off. 2 3 third. 5 3 drop. That was 2, wasn't it? So that's got to be 3 4, because we don't do 3 3. Oh, 7 8. 15 16. Okay, now we're in trouble again. 15 16. Something nice. Ah! Should have guessed, shouldn't I? Alright, so our 15 16 worked out. That's nice. Back to the min. +1. 51. 2 3 third. Did it again. 2 3. Okay. 2 3 third. 5 3 drop. 5 3 it is. 1 2 3. Okay, so that's 1 2 now. All right. I think that's good. Back to the min. We're nearly out of cards, actually. 2 shoes in the bag, and obviously fake, and obviously irrelevant, because, you know, pattern betting, but he kicked ass again, and that's just not allowed. That's just not permitted. Yeah. Damnation. That was weird. +1 for the win. So that would be 51. I'm not going to go beyond this shoe. I don't think. Oh, well, maybe I will. 51, because that's 2 3, which is a substantial bet. Well, I think that's all right. So we got our 2 3. So we won 9,150 with this crooked, fake, meaningless, irrelevant, pointless sim, which is about as accurate as a sim can be. But these people who throw bloody brickbats around and make stupid accusations don't ever bother to actually look into anything like that. Oh no. They run the numbers, maybe 5 of them. Yes, I'm in a bad mood, I admit, because I think that those people who pretend that they're for the player, when actually they're paid pipers, luring people to their doom. Alright, last hand. And we are 9,125 ahead, and I don't think we're going to make any more. Oh, look at that. Made a little bit. Okay, so 9,175 ahead with this fake and useless sim, which I recommend to everybody who actually gives a shit about winning rather than farting around at casino games of chance. What can I say? Oh, and then the other thing is the sort of the whole personality thing, you know. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is not about personalities. This is about process. It's about profit. It's about sort of just kind of doing something about the exploitation that the casinos get away with, enabling them to cause enormous damage, societal damage, individual damage, you know, all the stuff that goes on, because gambling is just it's just absolutely everywhere now. Kids are doing it in school break, you know, on their phones and that sort of thing, and it's just wrong. It's wrong. I love gambling. I have all my life. But there are many things that I love that I know are not good for me. You know, chocolate ice cream by the bucket load, for instance. But that will only kill me. It won't bankrupt me. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you when I see you. We're 26 minutes in, and we've got $9,175 in funny money added to the bankroll, and thank you, Discord, for a brief moment of fun. All right then, so here we are with the latest analysis on Excel, and I must confess I'm glad I'm doing this, because it's very handy for me to be reminded exactly how viable and how practical and how sensible and successful and, well, all the other good things that the strategy is. Interesting to note, actually, that it looks, I haven't really gone in great depth into it, but it looks as if I've been booted off Discord, just as Greg Matchmaker threatened, because I can't raise anything on there. And of course, that's, you know, that's what they do. You know, if somebody isn't playing the game along with them, their game basically being to drum up as much business as possible for particularly online casinos, because they're the ones most accessible. People can play, you know, can lose money at the bus stop and sitting on the toilet and all that sort of stuff. You know, I mean, it's obviously a booming business, and Greg and many others. Brandon O'Brien is another one who fronts an online casino operation, Vegas Matt, as well, with what's it called, FanDuel. So it's stake for Brandon, and FanDuel for Vegas Matt, and then Greg Matchmaker does, I think it's called BC something, or I don't know, whatever. But you know, all of those places are bad places to go. They just, you know, they offer shitty odds. They do things like the Hippodrome Casino did to me, where they promised a spread of 1 to 2,500 at blackjack, and then as soon as I hit 500, they you know, they capped me at that, which meant, of course, that there was no way out for me. And I do intend to make a complaint about that, but you know, there are other things going on, and it wasn't that much money. It was only, I don't know, £1,000 or something like that. So it wasn't a fortune by any means. Anyway, looking at this new set, we made excuse me, 9,175 in about 25 minutes. No desperate risk. There was some nasty blips now and then, but basically we only went. We had to take 875 out of the bankroll at one point. You can see that down below the main chart there. There were some bad bits. There was like 4,000 at risk in line 34 there, and what else have we got? Another 4,000 in line 93. And then 3,000 in line 109. So, you know, it wasn't roses all the way, but the difference, of course, that you see between pattern betting and the random thing on the other side, on the left-hand side, is that I keep on recovering, turning around, falling back to a minimum bet, and that's what the horizontal green lines are all about. And you can see now on the right hand side of the OK column, you can see exactly where the bankroll is at any given point. So, you know, we ended up 9,175 there, and you can see we were going up in you know, gradually. And what most players do is that they shoot ahead for a little bit, and then they misfire, they tilt, they do whatever, and they fall back, and then they panic, and then they pull forward again, and then, you know, and that's not the way to play these games. What you have to do is you have to sort of take, you know, progressive steps. It is progressive betting because not only does it progress the bet values in order to turn around, but it also is a progression towards an ever increasing profit at the end of the session. And you know, that's just how it goes. On this particular thing, we've got on the random side, we've got a loss of 3,250. We see total action of 330,000 versus 43,000 for pattern betting. I'll do another one, and it's quite possible that that it'll see a positive, but it didn't. It is possible, however. No, it didn't again. See, what we've got is, if you look up in column ZAA, you've got a 6.1 gross actual value, which is obviously a house advantage, quite a large one. And then that turns into a net player advantage because of well-timed double downs and naturals and so on. What have we got here? We've got an average win for pattern betting of 526 compared to an average loss of 288 bucks. Excuse me. So that's 183% advantage. Average win over average loss, and that's important. If you look at, let's see, what else do we need to look at here? We need to look at the graphic for up and down, zig and zag, ebb and flow, blah blah, and that shows you that in fact there were bigger player streaks than dealer streaks this time around. That does not mean that this is a crooked, fake, irrelevant, rigged, whatever simulation. What it means is that it acts like the real game, and that, of course, is the whole point. And I just wish those people who are constantly criticizing you know, sims like the Wizards blackjack sim and like the baccarat sim that's so beautifully mounted, offered on a platform by Baccarat Win Pro. I just wish they'd offer proof. I wish, you know, the critics, and they don't, because they don't really have the IQ to put that stuff together. They just don't know what to do. They just know that the script that they're reading from says that all sims are crooked. Anybody who claims that they can beat the casino is a liar, unless of course it's Greg Matchmaker, in which case he's a hero because he shares his winnings with the Discord community. And it's all such nonsense, and I'm going after Greg Matchmaker simply because, you know, he's a fraud. He went over the line, he stepped over the line when he dragged out that old chestnut, what? Look at a martingale, look at it, it's an absolute disaster, it fails every time, it's a stupid, you know, progressive betting is not a martingale. Progressive betting is moving sensibly ahead so that you can win more when you turn around, just so you can win more when you win than you lose when you lose. And obviously you cannot hope to beat these games with random betting. Random outcomes, random betting, those two things do not go well together. And progressive betting is the only way that you can stay ahead of negative expectation. But people like Greg and obviously his birds of a feather on Discord, they all pretend that what they're doing is the only way to go. And anybody who dares to do exactly as Discord's name suggests and disagree with them is bang out booted, I think was how Greg described it. And by golly, I've been booted. Anyway, the random better does really badly against this lot. We'll give it a couple more goes just to see, because I think I neglected to do this the last time. You'll see some wins, but mostly it's a loss situation. 20,000, 21,000, very nice. Loss of 5,000, 18,000 up. But just keep an eye on those action things there, and you can see it's huge compared to pattern betting. Did I talk about lows and highs this time? 93 low bets, which is 81% of the total, 1,875. 23 high bets, just 20%, or 1 in 5 of the total number of bets, won 8,300, and between them they won 9,175. Go over to the dear old Dumble Down, which is a sort of an unfettered, continuous, uncontrolled martingale. And you're seeing a win again. That's very annoying. I don't like it at all. If you take away the you take the in AH5 there. Take away that, and you see that you lose. Dumble Down loses 2,000 worth of extra winnings, and put that back, 4,075 jumps to 6,975, so it's bloody nearly 3,000 difference. And one of my big beefs with the likes of Greg and others is they talk about the martingale and they say, well, I mean, it's ridiculous to go to all that, sort of like to be stretched like that, to risk that much money and then win only 1 unit. Well, you don't win only 1 unit, you win all your prior losses plus 1 unit. But I agree, 1 unit is not enough, which is why I recommend, if you're going to be daft enough to play an unrestricted, uncontrolled martingale, then at least make sure that you do what happens here, where you see all the plus signs, plus, 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 plus. We go to 125, we lose that, we repeat the 125, and when we lose, we then go to 250, to try and recover that without any additional profit. But what that means, of course, and here what happened in this particular line 18, it was a double down, and so that was a very nice chunk of change in the bank. But no, it's crazy how they just keep on lying, But it's been going on for years, and earlier on in today's demo, I put up one of my posts from the early days of the blog 15 years ago. Nothing at all has changed. Still works. It's actually a little better than it was 15 years ago because of 3-play, which I brought in about 13 years ago, I think I discovered. Naturals, we only had 3 of those. They didn't pay much. The house had a ton. I don't mark those in these, but the house had, let me see, the dealer got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, well, not that many more. 4 naturals, and I think we got, what did it say up there, 3, so it wasn't that big a difference. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, that's all it is. It always feels like the dealer's getting a lot more naturals, but that's because they're painful when they happen. Hopefully they don't occur when there's too much money out. Highs and lows, we've done that. Splits just about edged ahead in terms of numbers, 13 wins and 11 losses. But look at the amount of money that came from splits and double downs. It was actually 80% of the total win, so that's significant. Yeah, the naturals, they were only 2.6% of all bets, and they supplied 2.7% of the win. So that's kind of right, isn't it? Down here is just another version of the wins and losses, the swings and roundabouts, the ups and downs, the back and forths, the whatevers. It's a little more stretched out, and so you can see more dramatically that in fact this time around, player did a lot better than the dealer in terms of how long streaks lasted. So there you go. That's us done for now, I think. And thanks again for your time, all 2 or 3 of you, and appreciate it. Bye.